Hello, my beautiful friends. It's your friend Kevin here with another Divine Daily Blast. Thank you for tuning in. I am incredibly grateful that you're here doing what you're doing. But we also have a special day today because this marks 1,700 videos that I have produced and posted since I started doing this, what seems to be like 5 years ago. Well, 4.5 if you count the summer of 2020 when I was really not sure what was going to happen. But that brings me to comment on, or at least discuss, where your life, our lives together can take us in what is seemingly really a short space of time. And just reflect, because that's what today's about, reflection. What's different about you now and your life now, what you're doing now, how you live your life now than it was 5 years ago? With that said, I'll let you reflect and remunerate. I can't say that. And we'll get right down to the cards and what's going on. Message for today. All right, here we go. We are in a angel numerology 3, which is why I talk about reflection. And the moon is in that cheery, bright, lovely sign of Sagittarius. It's come out of the deep, dreamy, kind of really interesting sign of Scorpio. And today, where all the planets are, the suggestion is get into the mode of meditation and reflection, particularly in the early part of the day, like say before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you can, place your feet flat on the floor, take your deep breaths, one down into your chest, your heart space, then exhale, let it go down, another breath into your belly, then exhale, another breath into your feet, and then exhale. And even if you want to practice this type of breathing with friends of yours, people you don't know who are having a little bit of a challenging time, you can just simply tell them to do the joyful breath of your heart, your belly, and your feet, just to get grounded. And then tune into your higher selves. See what messages that you're able to get, what messages the universe is showing up for you. Because you and I, while we may be tuning into the same sources, which I know we are, we have a slightly different frequency. You're a different frequency, I'm a different frequency, and there are so many ascended masters, angels, guides, the ascended loved ones that have gone into spirit that are on that same frequency as you are. So it makes sense that you could tune into that frequency, reflect upon that frequency, and just have a dalliance with these spiritual energies, particularly on a number 3 day. Now, the number 3 day talks about gentle guidance, getting messages from the masters, and it's about being artistic, creative, inspiring, imaginative, as well as fun and playful. Which is why if you're in a tarot, pull out the 3 of Cups or the 3 of Water if you're using a modern deck. You can also use the energies of the Hermit card or the Moon card for higher learning and deeper understanding. You can pull in the Archangel Azrael. Archangel Azrael, as we know, is the one who helps God, or who God helps. It's about being healing, particularly when we're having to let go. It's about grieving the past, helping souls cross over to the other side. But the affirmation and the reflection when you bring in Azrael is to let your past pain undefine who you are now. Let it be a benchmark of how far you've come. Bring in the hope and the faith that will prevail. Now, on a number 3 day, you can also use the Archangel Gabriel to bring you strength. And you can use the color of copper, that bright orangey color. Be creative, be motivational, be compassionate, be communicative. That's what Gabriel's all about. Gabriel's kind of known as the energy of creativity, about expressing truth, about expressing grace, love, all of those wonderful elements. My isms today is abundance flows effortlessly into my life. I claim abundance and financial freedom in my life, and the brighter I shine, the lighter I get. Now, here's the other interesting part about today. I pulled this card, but stuck right up behind it after I shuffled was the other card. And I picked this one up, and then this one dropped out. They're both Archangel Ariel. So I'm going to read them both. I can't remember which one dropped out, which one I picked up now, but I am the Lioness of God, Archangel of strength and courage. Call upon me for the self-confidence to fearlessly face any situation. And the other one, call upon me, the Archangel of manifestation, to bring abundance and prosperity into your life. Both are appropriate. Abundance flows effortlessly into my life. I got this from this card, as you can tell. It is natural for me to thrive. I stand in my power and courage. I embrace the limitless possibilities that await me. That is where we should be heading. But so many times we feel stuck and we feel trapped. And usually that's because we're tuning into a different frequency. A frequency that is not aligned with our highest good, that is not aligned with what our purpose is. We have Lady Portia here that's talking about overcoming limitations by using the violet flame, releasing the karma, letting go of the need to be right, letting go of the need to say, well, this is how I've always done it, so I'm going to continue doing it. Be a little more flexible. And we have the violet flame. The violet flame works with Archangel Saint Germain, Archangel Zadkiel, all of them. And the activation is I am purified by the violet flame. As you do your breathing exercises, you can imagine sitting in a cauldron. And that cauldron, maybe you see the purple flame, the violet flame. The flame that burns off all limitations. Let's see and hear what the fairies have to say. Now, Gertrude and Beatrice are in their temple of reflection. It's like a little sort of chapel, if you will, and whatever a small, quaint chapel looks like for you. And they're inside, and as they're inside, there are two soft pillows of which they're perched on, sitting on, kneeling on, and they are just bowing their head, reflecting upon the majesty, reflecting upon the regency of who they are, being able to come here and speak with all of us, bring us messages. Sometimes the messages really aren't anything profound, and sometimes they are, but their point really is go within and you won't go without. Listen to the voices of your soul. Listen to the song of your soul. Listen to the tune up of your soul, the deepness. Oh, I'm fanning these out for no real reason, looking for something that's going to jump out at me today. It's not really, well, that one perhaps will do it. I'm always so really hesitant before I turn this over. It's almost as if it's like a magic box. Here we go. Oh, purity. Oh gosh, what a lovely image. These images have been created, well, this is a Karen K deck, and the images have been created by Ginger Kelly. And you notice I had to turn that over to see who it was, because sometimes I think the images are more profound than the actual card themselves. Look at this gorgeous picture. Now, this unicorn is holding the lantern in its mouth, lighting the way forward, cleaning the way forward. But we have to reflect on what we need or what we've done or where we've been, just slightly. to allow us to clear away anything that just is holding us back. Now, what I also believe, if I look at this, the first intuitive message I get is this is the fairy sign, or the fairy's interpretation of the Hermit card. We see that our fairy isn't on her own. She's not by herself. She's got the magic and the majesty of the universe, of the realms of the fairies between life and afterlife, between the human experience and the angelic world, here that can help us on our way to finding none other than purity. Always trust in the purity of your heart space. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answers to your questions. That's what about being reflective. As I've said many, many times, as many spiritual readers and leaders, of which you are one, if you imagine we're all leading together, no one is in front of or behind someone else. And most really good spiritual leaders who, whether you are a minister or whether you are a psychologist, psychiatrist, a doctor, hairdresser like me, an artist, a florist, a teacher, anywhere where you have the opportunity and the platform to be with other humans, being in this experience, we're leading something. On the leading edge, not on our own, not by ourselves, and finding our own community with which to lead from. And if you notice that some communities that you're part of, I like to call them angel groups or spirit circles, they line up with the same construct as you have. It's finding that community. Some call them tribes, some call them posse, and it isn't to be better than or more than or above or in front of anyone else. It is to line up the strength, line up the courage, line up and have that extra bit of oomph, push. So you and I, through this social community, are doing just that. Commenting, leaving notes, finding out what we're reflecting on, and using this message that literally pops in to lead us forward, guide us forward, give us the grace of, I call it the grace of God. You can call it the strength of the universe. We can call it the business of the great creator, if that's what you want to call it. Some folks have a bit of a problem with God, the word God. I did for many years. I felt like God was part of church. God was part of organizational religion. There you go, that's better. And many of those leaders had convinced the parishioners, the congregation, that someone like me, an openly gay man, and at that time I was never in a thing called a closet. I don't think you could shut me in a cupboard and close the door. Even as a little boy, I don't think that was possible. I was just like a flippity gibbet, Jack in the box. Here I am, world, you're going to have to deal with it. But some people didn't. Really quickly before I let you go, I was lucky enough to find a pastor and his wife in the little medieval village that I grew up in, who was wonderful in my teenage years, and who explained, God lives within all of us, and that we are all a spark of that flame, and that we should let our flame be bright, be light, be airy. And that's what I mean by leadership. That's what I mean by your own platform of leadership. We don't lead by denouncing other people. We lead by what we find passionate about life and sharing it. And other people get lit up by it. I hope that makes sense to you. All right, my friends. Thanks so much for being with me today and doing this divine blast. Your comments are golden. Keep them coming. I am just elated by it all, and I love you. Until tomorrow, lots of love. Bye for now.